I mean, again, a lot of it is common sense. It doesn't have to be a particularly formal document. In fact, the more common sense it is, the better. There's no point in having lots of words and lots of science in there and budgets which aren't achievable. It's basically about going back to the 7 Ps of marketing, really. But it's basically identifying what your objectives are for the next 12 months and further down the line 3 years, and then working towards those objectives, breaking it down to 30 and 90 days. So then basically you would consider what your actions are, look at what your budget is, what are sensible outcomes. So for example, if it's to develop $500,000 turnover in the first 12 months, then you need to say, okay, how are you going to achieve that based on how many customers do you need, and trying to be as specific as possible and to follow that process through. Develop a sensible budget. You're going to have to spend some money to improve the way you look, your stationery, your business cards, whatever it may be, your web presence, and to actually use the budget sensibly, and to always look for return on investment wherever possible. Not always easy to quantify, but if you build that into your thinking, it becomes more of a focused outcome. A lot of businesses, even some of the large businesses that I've dealt with over the years, some of them, multinational companies, they haven't put enough emphasis on return on investment. So they may have developed a brochure or a website in a particular sector. It may have cost several £1,000s. They've got no idea if it's been successful or not. Sometimes it is difficult, often it is difficult to be precise in terms of ROI, but I think building that into your thinking is crucial. The fact that we're in a digital age like we are, ROI becomes a lot easier to calculate. If you're using pay-per-click advertising on Google, for example, you can see how much you've spent, and you can see how many clicks you've got, and you can see how much business you've got as a result of that. So it's very, very easy to look at ROI. But so often people ignore it, or they spend some money on a website or some digital activity. They're not even sure if it's worked or hasn't worked, and they kind of ignore it and move on to something else. It's important to understand that if it doesn't work, it may not be the concept, it may be the process, or it may be something that you've not done quite right. So feed that back into your thinking and do it again. The 3 big tips would be to really understand what it is you're offering, what is your product or service. Really understand your customers, so who are the customers, and what do they buy, why will they buy from you. Obviously you would look at your competition as well, and then really to have a plan, to have a clear objective and a clear plan in mind in terms of what it is you want to achieve in the first 12 months of business, or if you've been in business a while, what do you want to achieve at the end of this next financial year, and really work as hard as possible on that.